Hello everyone, welcome to a tutorial on Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I'm basically be showing you guys good tips and tricks that you guys should have if you've never played this game and you want to, know how to earn money, how to get the best equipment, best upgrades you can. You come to the right video. So the first thing I want to talk about to you guys that I think is very crucial that not a lot of talk about is the crafting. Basically, this is one of the most important things in the game that I feel like a lot of people do not ever pay attention to. Number one, all your health gets upgraded as you collect these. So as you can see, you need to get 2 usually of a certain animal. As you can see on the right hand side, if I get 2 deer, you get to upgrade your health. Same thing, etc. with your holster, your pistol holsters, everything you can get from 2 pistol holsters to 3 pistol holsters to eventually having 4 pistols on your body, as you can see with my character right here. And then you can also upgrade your tool pouch, so like you can get more smoke bombs. I believe it goes from 5 to 10, then 15. Then you can do the dart pouch, which is very crucial, probably the best tool in the game. Very, very crucial you upgrade this. Try to get up to 15, which is the max amount. And then these are just longer durations of how long an enemy is berserk or how long an enemy is asleep. Like as you can see, some of these are very, very crucial and very needed. And you definitely need to pay attention to them. A lot of people don't think about them, but they're very crucial. And if you don't know how to necessarily find where these animals are, so say I need to kill great white sharks. If you go to over here, and as you can see on the map, there's these icons of like animals. Like this is a humpback whale. This is a killer whale. This is a bull shark. There's plenty of icons. And if you notice, they're all the same. So like, boom, there's a bull shark here. There's another one right here. There's a hammerhead here, etc. There's a lot of ways to get them. Like right here, you need a great white shark. You can go take them on. So actually, I'm actually going to show you guys a little tutorial basically on how to take out these animals efficiently and very, very quickly. I would say that you guys definitely need to upgrade your harpooning, which we'll get into in a little bit on, ship upgrades, what to upgrade first, what's the main approaches to do. We'll definitely get to that in just a second. But first, I want to show you guys just in general the basic mechanics of hunting these animals. On land, most of the animals on land, actually every animal on land you can just shoot with a pistol or just rope dart them, which you won't open rope darts for a while. So for now, you'll probably have to use your pistol, but I'm going to show you guys how to take out these animals efficiently, because a lot of people would seem to struggle with these activity, which it's not hard. You just got to be able to aim. So if you notice when you're aiming in, if you hold it for longer, it does a lot more damage. And you always want to try to aim for their head, as that is where most of the damage will come, is right in their head. And then you just kind of want to let it go all the way closed and just kind of throw it at their body. And then eventually they'll break the rope. And when they break the rope, you're just going to look around the water, right? It will start kind of bubbling for some animals. Other animals, they'll just pop back out. And then you'll just have to find where they're out, like a killer whale. But some animals will come up from under the water, but there would be a big old white spot basically showing you where they're going to like jump out from. Let's see if they do it with this one. Yep. See how this is super white? You just got to aim it perfectly right into their mouth. A lot of the animals do that. And as you can see, that took me no longer than about maybe 10, 15 seconds to take that animal out. That was easily. You just got to be able to know. You just got to make sure you aim in all the way too, because when you aim in your harpoons all the way, it is a direct shot making it very easy to aim rather than having it a wide space where you're just kind of throwing them and hoping it hits the target, and it's not dealing nearly as much damage. So hunting in this game is definitely a top priority that you guys should really, really focus on, as it's very important in earning, animal skins to be able to upgrade to where it makes the game just overall easier when you have more health, more pistols, more ammo for everything, more duration, etc. Makes it a lot easier. So definitely make sure you guys practice that and just kind of get the mechanics down. Once you get it down, it should be pretty easy for the rest of these animals. Some animals have like special abilities in terms of how they act. Like the killer whale will go like up and down trying to make you miss. Hammerheads are a little harder to hit because they're a lot smaller, like length and width wise. And then like the humpback whale does more damage just because they're way bigger. Same thing with the white whale, but the white whales are special events. So yeah, make sure you guys focus on that. All right. Next topic I want to discuss with you guys is the weapons in this game, as there are a fair amount, which they are all really easy to understand. So at the very beginning of the game, you're going to start off with these very small, dull officer swords, which, as you can see, are clearly not that good. On the right-hand side, it shows the speed, combo, and damage of each of these weapons, either ranked from 1 to 5, obviously 1 being the worst, 5 being the best it can be. And as you kind of go down the line, you'll notice that certain swords are better than others. Like, after you unlock the British Cutlass, which is like the default sword for the game, you can basically go around and, as you're collecting chests on islands, you can go and spend your money on these. Now, if I were you guys, I would personally, the way I love to play Assassin's Creed, especially with Black Flag, is I like to go around and, collect all these island locations first that have loot on them and then do the story. That's what I would definitely recommend to anyone who plays this game is, yes, play through the story, but once you unlock basically the map, I would recommend going to these islands and collecting the treasure on them and doing the contracts because they're very important in terms of making money. But once you do that, I would recommend, instead of, upgrading once every sword, like instead of going from the officer sword to the British Cutlass, I would recommend, once you're at the British Cutlass, to either use the pirates' scimitars, which on paper they don't look the greatest, but they do 5 damage. So if you want to kill an enemy in like 3 swings, this is definitely like the weapon of the choice I would recommend. But if you just want a weapon that's very well rounded, the officers' rapiers are really good, as it's probably the most balanced. The only thing is it's very fast and has a good combo, but it's not that much damage. So definitely, I would say these two are the main swords you want to go after. I believe this one's 10,000 reals, and this one's around 14,000. And then for your pistols, I would recommend, there's really only one good pistol that you can unlock before you have to do something else that we'll get into, is the cannon barrel pistols, which is, I believe, 9,000 reals. And it has it's basically the best overall pistol. If you just look through the rest of these, like, they're really nothing special compared to the cannon barrel, which is 3 damage, 5 stun, 3 range. So definitely, if I recommend, that should be the pistol that everyone should go for, no matter what, really. So yeah, those are the main weapons you want to carry from around this game, just because they're by far the most important. I wouldn't even really recommend buying any of these other ones unless you just want them because they look nicer. Because, like, honestly, there's only really one good pistol selection and 2 good sword options. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to recommend in terms of gear of what you should be having for this game to basically have no problem with any sort of fights in this game at all. All right, the next thing I want to talk about to you guys is the contracts and how to earn money in this game. Now, the biggest way to earn money in this game, I would recommend, is 2 major options. Your number 1 option is to do these contracts around the map. So if you can see on the bottom right where it says side activities, that little circle with a skull on it, those are contracts. And what these contracts do is they're basically money rewards. They usually range from about 1,500 to I think around 2,000 reals per contract, but they're very easy and very quick to do, most of them. And it's a really good way to make money in this game. Also these royal ships that have a lot of reals, like this blue one specifically has over, I believe, 10,000 reals. And actually, I'll just show you guys. But these ships carry a lot of money. And the way you can do it is you go to Harbor Masters. And when you go to these Harbor Masters, they have, or not Harbor Masters, I'm sorry. When you go to these bars, which I don't know why he's not showing up, but if he was showing up, he would have around 10,000 reals on him. The game's just not showing him. There's another one over here as well. But these islands have like almost little hangout areas that you can go to where you can drink and, party or whatever. And you can spend, I believe, 200 reals, which is really cheap. And they will tell you where these ships are at to where you can go earn between 2,000 to 10,000 reals, which is obviously a really good trade-off. But another big thing to do as well is to make sure you collect all the chests on the island. I know it's pretty self-explanatory, but a lot of people just skip over the activities because they don't think they need it. But trust me, the chests add up. Like these 6 chests usually range, let's see, probably around 250 to like 350 reals. That's like 1,500 per island, which is still, will all accumulate in the end. And then if you want to earn big money, when you're going after ships like a brig, a frigate, or a man of war, look for the sugar and the rum on them, as those are going to be your 2 main sources on selling any of your money products. So definitely do that. You really need to focus on that. Sugar and rum will also make you a butt ton of money in this game. As you can see, I don't have much on me, but like even just 14's already 280. So imagine what I would be able to get if I had like 500 of rum and sugar. It'd probably be close to almost like 10,000 reals for both, which will all add up over time. And if you can, I'm going to show you how to be able to do these eventually, but there are legendary ships around the map which drop 20,000 reals per ship, and there's 4 of them. So that's over 80,000 reals, which is a significant amount of money. But if you don't know how to do that and you don't know how to fight these legendary ships, don't worry. I'm going to give you the tips on how to upgrade your ship and how to fight these legendary ships in any ship in this game and how to just destroy them without them really even being able to do too much damage to you, which is going to be the next segment that we're going to go into. All right, now we are on the high seas, and the main things I want you guys to focus on when upgrading the Jackdaw is it's basically your hideout almost in a way. It's not the main one, but it's basically where you'll be a lot of the time in this game. You really, and I mean really, desperately upgrade your mortar. As you can see, it shows how much damage each thing does. The mortar alone does over 4,000 damage per at cap rate. Even just the regular level 2 does 2,000, which is significant. Same thing with even just a level 3. Upgrade these. Heavy shot. These are all super important in terms of needing these to fight ships. As just do the math on the damage. So say I have a level 2 ram and a level 2 mortar. To decide which one you want to upgrade, say you can only afford to upgrade one of these. To decide is look at the next tier's damage. So the mortar will jump from 2,000 to 3,000 total damage, as the ram will go from 1,200 to 200 or 2,000. Sorry. So mathematically, upgrading the mortar in this case is going to be better, as you'll get an extra 200 damage on the 3rd tier of a mortar than the ram. So it's kind of just doing the benefits of which ones is better. Also, as always, upgrade your hull, please. I would recommend at least getting it to a level 4, and then to at least get it to level 4. And then you can focus a lot heavier on your attack. But especially like heavy shot too. Going just from a standard to a heavy shot, that's 60 more rounds of damage that's hitting it. And if you have, let's see, 180 and you have, let's say, 16 cannons, that's a lot of damage. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I would say it's probably around like 800, 900 damage, maybe even 1,000. But it's a lot of damage. So you want to kind of do the math and accumulate of which one of these are going to give you the most significant jump in damage for your ship. And if you're wondering, well, if I want to upgrade all these, how do I get the resources to? Which is there's two good ways to do this. One way is doing these. Basically, they're like outposts, is, as you can see, a warehouse, which is cargo for upgrades, which this cargo, it's pretty good. You can get up to you basically get a bunch of resources from these, which they're not bad. I would recommend them. Maybe if it's your first time to the island, I would do it. But after that, I would mainly say just focus on ships. And as you can see, there's like these little black lines on the map. I don't know if you guys can see on the screen, but it shows above on the top right, the difficult, or middle top, the difficulty. So it says Charlotte is a hard difficulty, meaning the ships down here are a lot stronger than the ships that, say, are in Dry Tortuga, which is easy. But the difference is the easier ships will not be as resourceful. So I would recommend when you first start upgrading a Jackdaw to stay in the easy range first until you can upgrade your ship to where it's at least everything's between level 2 to 3 on the tier, and then move down to the medium because you'll start getting more resources from the medium. And then once you obviously get close to that almost maxing them out, then go down to this hard and start taking out ships that way. But it's very crucial in the early game to know what to upgrade and not just upgrade whatever you can. Sometimes you might be able to upgrade your mortar and not your ram yet, but say your ram goes up 2,000 more damage compared to the mortar is only 1,000. I would say recommend to save up for the ram rather than the mortar. It's all just kind of balancing the two out, which is very crucial. But now I'm going to show you guys how to take out ships efficiently and very effectively. Now, the way I always love to open up a fight is I love to get very close, about as close as my mortar will strike from. So I like to get probably around the 300 meters away from the ship. So I would say right about here is a good spot. You want to start off with a mortar. It's always the best thing to start off as it's a range tool. And then I like to start off with the mortar and go into my chase cannons to slow them down. And I always want to ram them, as the ram does a lot of damage in this game. And you're probably going to have to take damage back, so just brace through it. As you see, I didn't take too much damage. And then you just want to return with a heavy shot, which, as you can see, look at that. What is that? A level 36 Man-O-War just got absolutely destroyed within, I don't even know, maybe 10 seconds at most. And then we'll just do the same thing. Mortar from far away, as it's your range, your good range weapon. Then when you start getting in close, you can chain shot them to slow them down. Brace on their broadside so you don't take damage. And then you can just ram them. And then as you can see, obviously my ship's maxed upgrade, so it's going to do a lot faster than your guys's. But as you can see, just mortar chain shot ram is one of the best things you can do for this. And I highly recommend opening every fight like that. I don't recommend insta broadsiding a ship because you're not going to get the same damage input as you could when you start them off with a mortar than a chain shot. Also, look at the ships on what they have. So this guy, if you want to make money, these are the perfect ships right here. You could see 120, what was that? 120 rum and 38 sugar. That's all just money right there. And you can also see their level of the frigates. So the frigates are between level 23 to 45, but you could tell by the difficulty as the level, the color will either be red, green, or yellow. Yellow meaning that they're medium difficulty, red as the hardest, and green as they should be pretty easy to take out. And then look for what you need. So from far away, right? You can check out what this guy has. 200 cloth. If you need cloth for some weird reason, you could fight him. If you need wood, cloth, and maybe a little bit of rum, fight these kind of guys. Check out what each ship has before you just try to fight every ship you see. It's a lot better to go after ships that have better resources that you actually need than going after ships that just have random resources on them. but you can always check. Like, look how far he is, and I can read what he has. And they carry, the Man of Wars carry reals on them. Depending on their level is how much they'll be carrying. Believe 36 is only 1,000, and then 49 is 1,500. And then level 60 is like 2,000. So just weigh out the differences between them. And they also, whenever you take out these forts, they have contracts on them, as you can see. And those are basically this, they're basically the same as assassination contracts, except you're on your ship and you're probably going to take out other ships. So do those as well, as they're very good ways to earn resources to upgrade your ship and earn money to be able to upgrade your ship, etc. So those are very, very important. And also are taking these forts, which we're going to get into next topic. All right, and this last but final topic I want to mention to you guys is going to be very brief, but these forts are crucial. So once you take over these forts, they basically become your area. These forts will literally attack any ship that is within this radius from probably around this area. So say like a British ship or a Spanish ship comes this way, our fort, since it's owned by the pirates, will just take it out, and they should do with ease. Now, it's about the same as the ships too with the forts. Is if you're in an easier area like I am here, the forts should be easier to take out. Like this, I believe, is only level 16, which is very easy to take out. Same thing with these forts. But when you take them out, they also reveal the locations of other resources in other places. So if I took out this fort, it would open up my map and it would show me all the places around here. So it would show me that this place is an island that has contracts and all that fancy stuff on there. This is more of just has good animals to kill, wild pigs, you know what I mean, etc. So taking out forts is going to be one of your best friends. And plus, it also can help you in ship battles. Say you're losing a ship battle and your fort's nearby, you can just run near your fort and it will help take out the ships. So it's very crucial that you guys do these. And then also, for upgrading your ship, I know this was last topic, but I just forgot to mention, doing these shipwreck dives are very crucial. You won't unlock the diving bell for a little bit, but once you do, look for the ones that say contains an upgrade plan. That means that it has an upgrade plan for your ship. So say my hull is at the advanced hull, right? Usually the last one, which is the elite hull, it needs an upgrade plan in order for me to be able to pay. Like, I can have all the resources for it, but if I don't have the upgrade plan, I won't be able to get it. So look for these that have upgrade plans. So as you can see, this one contains an upgrade plan. This one does not contain it. It would say if it did. This one, upgrade plan. No upgrade plan. Upgrade plan, etc. So look for these big ones with upgrade plans. I would recommend those should be the first ones you guys go looking for. Those are very, very important, because that will also help upgrade your ship. So I definitely will tell you need to do those. And honestly, that's basically the main premise of what you should be doing in Black Flag and how to be successful in this game. If you guys have any questions at all, and I mean literally anything about this game, please do not, even it could be the dumbest question ever, please just type it in the comments and let me know. I will gladly answer your question. I do not care. I'm always willing to help somebody learn how to play this game, as it's one of my favorites. But I hope this video helps you guys in your playthrough, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.